Good YouTube, Cardfight King here, AQUA Life Baby. But today we are doing an updated Nova Grappler deck on Black Steve's Nova Grapplers, done by the infamous Black Steve, the man himself.
Right. Yeah. This is my main Nova Grappler deck that I'm playing right now is Victor, main card. I don't really like the deck. The focus is to flip a lot of damage and like cause pressure on the opponents on their rear guards and everything. So without further ado, here's the deck profile.
And go.
The starter is Runball. He's basically the Ride Horn clone, but he's a generation break. When the card restands in front of him, he restands as well. Pretty good. Then on to
You always put him off to the side.
I don't care about any big plasma play you get off with him behind it. Like he puts in most of his work behind a rear guard. So yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna leave him behind.
We're gonna leave him behind.
Right.
Yeah. Don't call him here. Call him here. All right. On the triggers, 4 heal triggers, of course. I only run 3 draw triggers because I've been playing around with the trigger lineup a lot lately. I go around from like 4 draw to 5 draw, but I decided with this for right now because the space is kind of cluttered right now. Because one of the triggers I run in this deck, which is 3 Energy Girl, it's too good of a trigger not to run. But if I run it at 4, I have to cut down either like another crit trigger or a draw. But this is like the best balance I've seen. Because if I have it at 2, I barely see her. But 4 is like, yeah, it's nice and all.
You might see it too often.
I don't see it too often and everything. But 3, I see it. I'm able to use it, and it comes in clutch. Like really well. I love the card because what it does is when it boosts a unit, and after the turn you boost it, you send it back. And you get to restand a rear guard. So
any rear guard in the field, right?
And the thing is, like, you don't have to attack the Vanguard when it boosts. You can attack anything, just restands everything. It's like it like works really well. It like flows really well with the deck. Like on a Vic Plasma play, like. During the second restand, I like to boost it with it so it can get that extra push and everything. Like just so many multiple attacks. It's so good.
And it cuts down on you having to use counterblast to restand, even though they don't gain 5,000 power.
Exactly. And then 6 crit triggers. You have to run 4 like red lightnings. The counterblast is like so
way too
heavy.
much.
Way too heavy and just the crit triggers. You want it to be your most predominant triggers because you don't know if you're gonna have rear guards be plentiful in rear guards. You feel for
the stand trigger. Stand triggers promote you to play more rear guards and have more of a board presence. In our meta, that's kind of hard to do.
Right.
Against most people. All right, on to grade 1. Go.
For grade 1s, you have to have 4 perfect guards. They're the G perfect guards. Like I said before, this deck goes through a lot of counter blasting, and if you have one in the drop zone, you get that extra unflip. That unflip is like you really need it because the more open counter blast you have, the more combos you can do in this deck, which is so important.
Mm-hmm.
It adds some more pressure and everything. So. You want to be flipping as much as you can to get the amount of plays off and everything.
Right, and even don't worry about the cross. Even with Laurel, you need to be able to pressure your opponent.
Right. And then you have your 4 stride enablers. Enough said.
Stride deck.
You need them to search for a victor anyway. Sometimes, most of the times, if you don't have them in your hand, if you have another grade 3, which is the main thing you want to look for, and then. The best grade 1 in my main deck, is good old Clay Doll Mechanic. Call him, unflipped damage, very clutch. So when you don't have a red lightning or a perfect guard in a drop zone to get the extra flip, like you just call him out, you just unflip damage.
And he's a 7K booster.
7K booster, like I said, just amazing, honestly. And then my last grade 1 I run is just a tech choice, but Final Wrench. Most people run like 2 to 3 copies, but I only run 1 because I want to be unflipping damage, and he works if I do call him out, like if I don't have anything else, I call him behind, in front of my starter.
In the rear guard
In
column.
the rear guard column, because if you restand with one of the +5s from Victor or like Cool Hank or anything, like he becomes a 21 column because he gives the whatever he restands in this column like +4. So you can just give your starter a +4.
Oh, so that's actually a good
21,
column.
Yeah, 21K.
It's 21K. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nasty. I didn't know that.
Yep.
All right, on to grade 2. Go.
On the grade
Just
2s.
make it right here.
The best grade 2 in the deck is Xander. That's the one card that everybody who plays against Nova Grapplers wants to look out for. They account for it.
Mega
Look
Man
out
right
for it.
there. Mega
Yep.
Man.
Every time he restands, he gets +5. And with all the other units, when they restand something, they give it +5, except for the stand trigger. But like when it restands, it's usually going to be like for a +10K, and it stacks. So I've had times where it's like 29K or like 39K. It's like so good.
Yep.
This is one of those rear guards you have to have in your hand or in place. This is just like too dangerous.
He's Nova Grappler's version of Tidal Assault. Gotta run him.
Right. And then you have 4 Cool Hanks. Cool Hank is a card where when it's boosted and you attack the Vanguard, you counter blast 1, restand something, they give it +5. Like I said, it's really dangerous with Xander. So this is like, if you have both of them on the field, you want like a column with like a grade 1, something like this. You like attack 16, restand. This is 24K now, you know? It's just...
Yeah, 24K. Free restand. He gets essentially +10K.
Right.
Too good. So you run 4 Cool Hank. He's the Magnum Assault of Nova Grapplers.
Now, for grade 2s, the rest of my grade 2s, I run 3 Starlight Hedgehog. This is actually a card that I was like skeptical of in the past. I was like it's a great effect, but it's only 8K. But at the same time, its ability comes in clutch. What it does is when you call it out to the field and you choose a unit, and that unit gets, when it restands, you get to unflip a damage and you get to draw a card. This effect comes in really handy during some of the plays, like your Vic Plasma play. Like if you don't have enough counterblast for the restand, like it just opens up so many more plays during the battle phase and everything you can do. So it really comes in handy, and you get to draw a card. So you basically replace the call cost for them.
Only thing is the effect doesn't stack.
Yeah, that's the only thing about the card. That's not being able to stack.
Like you can't, if you restand it multiple times, you're not going to get multiple unflips and draws.
Right.
All right. On 3.
Then the
one more 2.
2 I run is
you hit that tech
Hungry
for me.
Dumpty. This is basically a clone of Claydol mechanic. You just call it out, get to unflip a damage. It's just an extra 2 I wanted to run. I was thinking about a 4th copy of this, but I just felt as if, if I can run full 5 Claydols, I'll just run like a grade 2 version of it. So here we go, just 1.
All right. On to grade 3. Go.
On to grade 3s. My backup grade 3 I'm running is Muscle Shriek. I sometimes go into them when I don't have Victor, of course, but mainly because if my opponent has a starter,
Judge Bao,
like
Andre,
like a lot of those dangerous starters out there, I can just like call him, and if I have a grade 1 or less, like my starter or like a grade 1, I can choose that card. I can choose my card and retire one of their cards that's equal or less in power. So it's just an easy way to get rid of something. And this GB1 skill, which I rarely use, is you get to restand counterblast 2. You get to restand 2 units, give it +2K, which I don't really use it as often because that's killing a counterblast.
Yeah.
And everything. The only 2K, that's kind of weak to me.
You're mostly striding in this deck anyways.
Exactly.
Now on to my personal favorite Nova Grappler card next to Mega Man.
Victor.
Yes.
His on stride ability is when your Vanguard attacks, you get to counterblast 1 and restand a unit, give it +5. Very good skill, but his GV2 skill also does when it attacks the Vanguard, it gets +5. You get to restand a unit and give it +5. So it's a really good skill. I love the skill, honestly. I like abusing his on stride ability because you're getting an extra attack. Why not? Just for counterblast. That's why I have so many flippers in the deck. You just want to get that ability off as much as possible.
Right. And if you're not in a position to stride, if it's like I'm not going to drop 3 grade 1s or 2 grade 2s, you have a free stride. He's 16K, and then it's like, well, I can attack, and then it gains 5K anyways. It's for free. Right. So it's really good.
On to grade 4.
Grade 4. Go.
The main stride I go into first for grade 4s is Meteor Kaiser Tribute. I run this at 3 copies because the ability to get rid of rear guards and still cause pressure for your opponent with restanding is like so amazing. It's like so good. Like say you have a play, if you're on Victor, you stride on it. Then you have 3 counterblasts. You'll attack your opponent's Vanguard. Attack 26. Skill Victor, stride break skill. Counterblast, restand. This restands. Tribute's ability goes off, which when a unit restands, you counterblast 1, give it +2. You get to retire one of your opponent's rear guards with equal or less power than that unit. So this would be +7, so it'll be 16K by itself.
And that's pretty much anything.
Yeah,
on
you
your
get to
opponent's
retire
board.
anything, and then you also get to retire for this too as well. This gets +2. You get to retire a booster, so you're retiring 2 cards. And if you use this ability before on either one of these, you get to unflip a damage and draw a card.
It's
so good.
It's too good. I didn't even think that combo was possible.
There's also and if you have the stand trigger when you had this, you can also you can get another retire if you wanted to. It's just the possibilities. You can retire up to maximum up to 3 cards if you want to. Yeah, it's just
the possibilities of that card, and it's good for this format too. A lot of starters are problematic. People like to play grade 2 games. They like to rush you. And, it's like, look, I don't have time to be wasting attacks on this. We need to just use the counterblast, get some field control, and go from there.
Right. And then play 1 Vic 10. Sometimes if your opponent doesn't... If you actually did a play like this first turn, your opponent doesn't want to, have any fields. I've seen it happen, game 2. They don't really want to commit to the field yet because they're afraid you're just going to pop all their rear guards. You can just go on to Vic 10 and just attack. They hit. Okay, I get to restand, so I'll give it +5.
And even if you just swing with him first, you still get to do +5.
Yes, that's right. You still get to give +5 to the unit. You just do as much as you can rule where you just give any unit +5.
Right.
And then the finisher of the deck is Vic Plasma. What you do is counterblast 2, you flip up a copy of it, and you lose twin drop. You lose triple drive, but you get to restand. It's like the main combo of the deck. You want to have enough counterblast for it as well. That's why there's as much unflipping as there is in this deck.
Because you're comboing throughout, and then when your opponent's in that situation where you can go into him, you can do it.
Well, that's the deck, you guys. Comment, subscribe.
All that good jazz. Remember the Aqua Life. We're going to have a few match videos. Well, I'm going to do a few game videos because we got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff to watch. But stay tuned for that, guys. Aqua Life, and we're out. And yes, I will be playing with Aqua Force.